Setty came second place in the Placement Cup Finals. Let's look at how they play their off spawn, take height, and much more to come in this video by looking at their game 9, which they won. Kami and Setty land at Frenzy Farm and loot it up quickly and speed up their loot routes by staggering their slap juices. Instead of instantly getting to max HP with slap juice, Setty waits to pop them so he can constantly have the ability to sprint throughout his loot route. Setty and Kami then look to take a fight onto a team near them rotating in. Setty sets up a bloom battle against Maximus, while Kami actually sets up another angle allowing him to get a huge beam. This causes his duo to panic and hammer out away from each other, which allows Setty and Kami to easily set up a 2v1 onto Reeks. Setty then positions himself and Kami on a hill that he knows will be in the second zone because of the forecast augment. Setty and Kami get some good RNG from this spot, pulling both the third and being extremely close to the fourth zones here. When the fourth zone plays off of Kami and Setty's base, Kami creates a base on the edge of fourth zone and then goes back to his third zone base. This allows Setty and Kami to spray anyone who tries to come up to their hill so that they can maintain their power position. By conditioning players off this hill, it makes their 50-50 rotation extremely free because they have forced people away from them, giving them the space they need to walk into 50-50 with almost 3,000 materials. Setty and Kami are also able to play a high position on the 50-50 zone, which allows them to get a great sight lines over the entire lobby. When the first moving starts to pull, Setty sees one player hammer out of a box, so he keeps looking in that direction, which allows him to pick up an easy kill on a player who is stuck in the hammer animation. Setty then hammers towards the front side of the zone and uses the aerialist augment to land in the exact spot that he wants to land on. Setty and Kami repeat this pattern of staggering on a high layer, then hammering and landing on a high layer over and over again throughout the first moving. Setty and Kami continue to hammer through the second moving, and by the end of the second moving, they still have 1,500 materials while getting 0 refreshes. At this point, Kami and Setty start to apply some pressure towards height. They aren't able to get it on their first attempt, so they continue to tarp on the high mid ground. While tarping on this mid ground, they look to pressure a team directly below them because they aren't properly blocking their side. This play doesn't end up working, so they continue to tarp on their mid ground layer, and eventually Setty and Kami hammer to the front side of the third moving where they pressure height for a second time but still can't get it. Kami and Setty don't give up though and pressure a height a third time, and at this point the height team simply can't hold the height with this amount of pressure coming at them, and Kami and Setty are able to finally control height. Once on height though, this game isn't over as they still can get grief, particularly from players hammering up and breaking their height tarp. Setty counters this by going deep into the zone to connect his tarp. This makes it practically impossible for someone to shock up and take the high ground from Setty and Kami. This game eventually comes down to a 2v1 and Setty and Kami play perfectly by dropping down at the exact same time, making the fight almost impossible for Burge to win. With this, Setty and Kami won the final game and came second in the Placement Cup Finals. If you found this game interesting, go check out my video on how Kami and Setty won the Invitational on screen. Peace.